Have you discovered all the functions of this spark plug yet? Today I've got a killer hack to turn old, supposedly useless spark plugs into must-have tools for your garage. With just a few simple steps, an old spark plug combined with 2 wooden pieces turns into a super cool tool. First, I glue the 2 wooden pieces together to make a sturdy base. After pressing them firmly for a few seconds, I let the glue set so the pieces bond tightly. This will make the tool solid and ready for the next step. As for the size, the shorter wooden piece measures about 12 centimeters, while the longer one is around 24 centimeters. This difference in length helps create a balanced and comfortable shape for handling later on. Once the glue is dried, I mark 2 points where I'll drill holes to secure the wooden pieces together. These marks will help ensure the holes are perfectly aligned, keeping the structure firm and stable when the screws go in. Next, I drive the screws to the holes to firmly secure the 2 wooden pieces together. As the screws tighten, you can feel the structure becoming solid and sturdy. Now the base of the tool is completely fixed and ready for the next step. Now I find the center point of the longer wooden piece. This will be the perfect spot to mount the spark plug. After marking the spot, I drill a hole just big enough for the spark plug to fit snugly. I start drilling slowly at first to make sure the bit stays right on the center mark. Now it's ready for the spark plug to be installed firmly in place. Next, I move on to working on the spark plug itself. I need to remove the metal core at the tip and slightly break the ceramic part. This will make it easier to modify and attach the spark plug securely to the wooden piece later on. I place the spark plug on a solid surface and gently tap it with a hammer. Just a few light hits are enough to crack the ceramic part slightly. No need to smash it completely. The goal is to expose the inner metal section while keeping the overall shape of the spark plug intact. Next, I secure the spark plug firmly in place so it won't move while I work. Then, using a pair of pliers, I grip the metal core at the tip and pull it out carefully. It takes a bit of force, but once it comes loose, the inner part is completely removed, leaving the spark plug ready for the next step of modification. After removing that part, I attach the spark plug to the hole on the wooden piece. I press it down gently but firmly so it fits snugly in place. I screw it into the threaded section of the spark plug, making sure it's tight and secure. Once it's fully fastened, I check again to ensure there's no wobbling. The spark plug is now firmly fixed in place, perfectly aligned with the wooden base. When the ceramic tip is slightly broken, it actually makes the spark plug more practical for this DIY project. In short, the broken ceramic part is a flaw. It opens up new ways to use the spark plug more effectively in your custom tool. Now I use the broken ceramic edge of the spark plug to cut a glass bottle. I hold the bottle firmly, then gently press the sharp ceramic edge against the surface while rotating the bottle slowly. For cutting the glass bottle, I won't be using a glass cutter. Instead, I rely entirely on the sharp, broken ceramic edge of the spark plug. Because using a machine alone would take a lot of time and be really tedious, it would make the process much harder. The broken ceramic edge of the spark plug lets me cut the glass quickly and efficiently without relying on complicated tools. The rough, hard edge of the ceramic scores a clean line around the glass, and with a light tap, the bottle separates neatly, a surprisingly effective trick using just an old spark plug. The broken ceramic edge can cut because the fracture creates a very sharp and hard surface. All you need to do is let the broken ceramic edge touch the surface of the glass bottle, then slowly rotate the bottle. That's enough to score a clean line, making it ready to separate without any extra tools or force, making sure the ceramic edge stays in contact all the way around. As I complete the rotation, a fine, continuous score line forms on the glass. Next, I'll use a candle and some cold water to separate the two pieces. I hold the score line of the bottle just above the candle flame, moving it slowly and evenly so the heat spreads along the entire circle. I make sure not to linger too long in one spot to avoid overheating or cracking the glass prematurely. The gentle, consistent warming prepares the glass perfectly for the next step of splitting. Right after heating, I immediately dip the score line into cold water. The sudden temperature change causes the glass to crack precisely along the score, allowing the bottle to separate cleanly into two pieces without shattering. The principle behind this is thermal shock. When the heated glass is suddenly exposed to cold water, the temperature changes rapidly. The heated part of the glass expands, while the cold water contracts it instantly. This sudden expansion and contraction creates stress along the score line. After separating the bottle, the edge of the glass is a bit sharp and uneven. To make it safe to handle, I'll use sandpaper to smooth it out. Gently rubbing the edge with progressively finer grits of sandpaper removes the sharp points and creates a clean, polished finish, making the glass safe and ready for use. The black marks around the mouth of the cut are just soot from the candle flame. They're superficial, so a simple wipe with a cloth is enough to clean them off and restore a clear, neat edge. I don't use coarse sandpaper to grind the glass. Starting with very rough grit can create deep scratches or chips, making the edge uneven and unsafe. Instead, I use finer grits in the beginning to smooth the glass gradually and maintain a clean, controlled finish. I take a small wooden block and attach a piece of sandpaper to it. This makes it easier to hold and apply even pressure while sanding. The flat surface of the wood helps smooth the glass edge more uniformly compared to using sandpaper by hand. After a few more minutes of careful sanding, the edge of the glass turns from sharp and rough to smooth and refined. The difference is easy to notice. It no longer glints with jagged lines, but instead has a clean, matte finish. When I gently run my fingers along the rim, it feels pleasantly smooth without any bite or scratch. The transition between the inner and outer surface is seamless, giving a sense of precision and care in the work. Now the glass is completely safe to touch, and it also looks much more polished and professional. The lower part of the bottle can be repurposed as a drinking glass. It's sturdy, stylish, and perfectly sized for everyday use. You can pour in water or any beverage, and it feels surprisingly comfortable to hold. It's a simple way to turn what would have been waste into something both practical and visually appealing for your workspace or home. Or you can use it as a pen holder or a container for small items. Its smooth glass surface and rounded shape make it look neat and minimal, while still adding a bit of creative charm to your desk or workbench. It's a great way to recycle while keeping your space organized and stylish. As for the upper part of the bottle, when placed over a candle, it can act as a wind shield while also helping to radiate heat more evenly. The glass traps and reflects the warmth, allowing the candle to burn steadily even in a breezy environment. It not only looks interesting, but also adds a practical touch to your DIY setup. When turned upside down and placed over the candle, the flame goes out instantly. The limited air inside quickly runs out of oxygen, extinguishing the fire in seconds. It's a simple yet clever trick. Not only practical, but also a fun way to make use of the bottle's shape and material. In conclusion, this simple DIY glass bottle cutter made from an old spark plug proves that creativity can turn even discarded parts into something incredibly useful. With just a few basic materials, some wood, a spark plug, and a bit of patience, you can create a tool capable of cutting bottles cleanly and safely. It's efficient, easy to use, and completely handmade, beyond saving money. It also gives a great sense of satisfaction seeing something old transformed into a practical, eco-friendly tool that sparks new ideas for future DIY projects.